Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, wait, is this thing on? Oh yeah, take two always works. Tonight, we've got so much to talk about that I'm not even going to bother with it. This is CTR number 367.
You're listening to Convert to Raid. Convert to Raid. The podcast for raiders in the world of Warcraft.
Okay, that was very silly. I apologize to everybody out there for a really bad intro. From the Convert to Raid broadcast something spectacular in Sacramento, California. Today is October, what is it? Everything's weird. Okay, it's October 15th, 2019, and it is now 7:12 in the p.m. Pacific time. Thank you guys so much for joining us from all around the world of Warcraft. My name is Pat Crane. I'm the host of the show, and as always, the lovely and talented Thyst is here to make sure that I am staying on track, which I am totally not. Hello, Thyst.
Lovely and talented?
Yes, of course.
Hello.
You sound surprised.
Just made my I am.
Don't be surprised. It's true.
I don't know why you have to lie to everybody, but I'll take it. It's fine.
It's totally true. Well, welcome everybody, and I'm sorry that I'm so disorganized at the start of the show. I want to tell you a little story. I want to tell you a little story before we actually get into the show. So this week, and I actually told the chat room this about 5 minutes ago. So chat room, I'm sorry you're bored. But yesterday, I decided to install Catalina onto my Mac, and basically killed it. Essentially, I had to, you know, everything screwed up. I had to erase the whole thing. I had to redo everything, and so.
Sorry to interrupt. Catalina, that's that dating game, the anime one, with the girl who's also a bear.
Sure.
Right. Sure. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was following.
It is also the name of my new raid team.
Oh.
Did you know that? You probably didn't. I don't think I've shared that with you. It's the the guild is Catalina Wine Mixer.
Oh no.
But it's and that's with Shoe Boots. And so I'm gonna be raiding with Shoe Boots and Jin and some other folks from around the world of Warcrafts, and I'm gonna be doing that on Thursday. So
yes, and that's Alliance, is it not?
So yes, that's Alliance, and so I'm bringing another one of my druids. I'm bringing a Worgen. I did a raise change to Worgen because of the new animation stuff. Right,
they do look cool.
All the animation stuff has changed over. They look a lot more stable. They don't look like they're off balance all the time. And so I thought I'd give it a shot. And then of course I had to do the transmog to match the name is Fangnail. That's most of my druids are named Fangnail.
Most of them.
Cuz why not?
Sure.
Right.
But back to your story about the computer.
Oh. Well, hold on one second. The transmog is of like bear stuff, so it only looks like teeth and claws, like he's covered in teeth and claws. All right.
It also looks like you've got two heads.
Of course. All right, so back to the computer stuff. So I messed up my computer and I had to redo everything. So I'm disorganized because I had to redo everything, including the soundboard, including a bunch of different stuff. And so in the last day, I've really been scrambling to get this stuff together. So please bear with me while I do all this silliness.
Was that a druid pun or?
Sure.
Good one.
Thyst, how are you? What's going on with you?
I don't know. Let's see. My raid team, we cleared heroic in one night. So that was great.
Hey, congratulations! I'll give you big applause.
Thank you.
And
Thank
of course,
you.
and of course
Officially
now
on
it's
farm.
nice. That's good.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to do all 74 bosses?
Like 3 hours ish, almost.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
That's not bad.
Good. And what else? Let's see. I played a lot of Overwatch on the weekend.
Overwatch is fun.
Played in a couple weeks.
And now the Halloween event's back today, and the new skins and all that kind of stuff. And there's a new Tracer skin. It looks really cool.
Yeah, there's 8 new skins. 2 of them you can get just by winning 6 games. This week you can get the new Junkrat skin. Next week you can get the new Baptiste skin, and then the third week you can get the where did that skin come from? It's the Sombra skin. She's a demon hunter. Did that come from BlizzCon last year? I think it did. Anyway, you can get it if you win 6 games on the third week of Halloween Terror. And I'm really digging the Orisa demon skin. I went and bought that when I got home. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, you gotta. They're so good. Oh, this year. Oh, so good. And I'm going to be playing a lot of Dr. Junkenstein's Revenge just because I love that seasonal game mode is my favorite one. Just standing back and shooting Zomniks. Yep. Heck yeah.
So what do you normally play? What hero do you like to play in that particular
I like to be Soldier.
Soldier's a good one. Let's see. Who else is a good one? The Viking, of course.
Yes. The Viking with his turret, as Vikings have.
All Vikings have turrets, don't they?
Of course. Sure. Obviously.
I think that those are, if you have those 2 in your group, you're pretty much set.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And then you just need a healer like an Ana or something like that, and good to go. Yeah.
And then a McCree to like hang out, shoot people. Sharpshooter.
Sure.
Shack shooters.
Sharpshooter. He shoots sharks?
But yeah, I was playing a little bit of Soldier on the weekend. I used to be really good at him, and then I started focusing on my tanking and healing. But I picked him up, and I've been watching a lot of CSGO lately.
Yes, you have.
Well, trying to employ some of the things I've observed in deathmatch on Soldier, and let me tell you, that does not translate very well. Also, I've never played CS:GO, so I was just like, I was peeking, and then Hanzo like hits me in the forehead immediately, and I'm like, all right, cool, maybe I won't do that anymore.
Yeah, if you come up against anybody who's even half decent at Hanzo will know that you're peeking because they'll actually fire the see-through.
Oh yeah, they can totally see me.
Yeah,
which isn't the thing in CS:GO. So yeah,
no, it isn't.
I didn't say I was smart, Patrick. No. I just said I was doing it.
You should throw smoke next time. You should throw smoke with Soldier, and then that way. No, you don't think it'll work?
when I see Daddy Jeff at BlizzCon, I'll say, hey, could you employ a mode, like a game mode in the arcade that comes up once in a while that's more like CSGO, so that the CSGO guys can come in and be like, hey, this is, I feel like this is relevant to me. And then the Overwatch people will be like, hey, this is cool.
The only problem with that is that, with CSGO, it's more like one shot and you're done. I mean, if it's, and so it's not quite the same stylistically. So
I guess maybe you could like do a custom game and then somehow create, or just like headshot rules. But I don't know how you'd use the CCs in CS:GO.
Well, it looks like we have somebody in the chat room that likes both, so that's good. And I've played CS:GO. It's been a long time, but
I would like to see it.
The last time I played it was with Dairies at PAX in Seattle. And
when was that?
It was like 5 years ago, maybe.
Oh my God.
6 years ago, something like that. I don't know.
I wasn't even alive back then. I'm just kidding. I can't do math.
Sometimes, like the last 5 years do seem like it's been forever.
I know, right? Oh God.
Doesn't it? And it kind of, every time that I think about how long that I've done this show, I'm like going, no way.
How long has it been, Patrick?
It's been like 8.5 years.
Yes, it's a long time.
Since we started. Which is a long time, especially for a video game podcast. That's weird.
I was listening to this show back in my old hometown in Canada when I was the assistant manager of the local Domino's Pizza, Patrick.
Back when you were in grade 5.
Yeah, I was such a baby.
Right, but you were still working at Domino's. So
yes,
that's cool. All right. So one thing before we get going, and then
what?
I want to kind of recap the last week in this little controversy known as Hearthstone. The whole jibberty jabberty with Blitz.
Sure.
And just kind of recap it for everybody. I know that we talked about this last week. I'm not going to try to harp on this or anything like that. Some stuff came up, and I just want you guys to know about it. And however you feel about it is how you feel about it. And I'm not going to try to sway you one way or the other. I talked about my feelings last week. You did too. And one of the things that I failed to realize, and I'm going to apologize about this, is that trying to remove politics from a political act, like the one that BlizzCon did during the broadcast, is a political act in itself. And so I apologize if it came off as I was being aloof to the problems of Hong Kong or to the problems of China or to any of that type of stuff. So I'm just going to apologize for that. I tried to divorce myself from it because I wasn't sure if it played a part in what was going on. And so I wanted to, number one, I wanted to give Blizzard a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. And I wanted to come at both sides kind of empathetically because it was super fresh. It was like, I mean, we had only known about it for like 3 or 4 hours, right? Something like that. So since the show, some other things have come to light. Number one is that there was a pretty much immediately after the BlizzCon event, there was a TESPA team that was, and for those guys that don't know, it's a collegiate team Hearthstone event where 3 guys were holding up a sign that was pro Hong Kong during the entire match. They thought that they would get kicked out, and they were doing it kind of in protest. They did not. And then they decided to resign from the competition because. So there's that. Then I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday that 30 Blizzard employees roughly staged a walkout at Blizzard, and I applaud them for using their freedom of speech to talk about that stuff and to say, hey man, this ain't right. That's cool. And then also May from Overwatch was recruited pretty much by artists on Reddit as a pro Hong Kong mascot, which I thought was a pretty ingenious way of using Blizzard's own art assets against them in some way, or trying to. I'm not sure if it really is against them, but it definitely doesn't.
No, it's not for them, really.
No, it's not. It's not for them. It's because of them, right? So there's that. And then there was a statement on Friday night after this long period of silence from Blizzard, which I thought was way too long. They came out, J. Allen Brack, he came out and said a bunch of things. He came out with a big, long statement. And one of the things that he said was, in hindsight, our process wasn't adequate and we reacted too quickly. He also stated that the Chinese government had nothing to do with it, or nothing to do with the actions, and neither did the actual speech itself, what he had to say. It was that he interrupted the thing and whatever. Now, you can take that for how you want to, and I'll tell you where I stand in just a second, but I want to kind of run through this stuff. On Saturday, BlitzChung actually came out with a personal statement, and he thanked Blizzard for reconsidering. He still feels like 6 months is way too long. What they ended up doing was they ended up taking him from a year ban down to 6 months. They let him keep his prize money, which was, I guess it was somewhere about $10,000-ish, somewhere in there. The casters themselves, the ones that were just released on Tuesday, They also have a 6-month ban, and I'll talk more about that briefly. But overall, I mean, this thing really had a lot of legs. This story, this movement, whatever you want to call it, it had a lot of legs and got a lot of videos on YouTube, got a lot of coverage in the regular media. So regular people were commenting on it. Senators were commenting on it, and so on. And it's tough. And I know that we're all around this NBA stuff, and we're around the South Park stuff, the Apple stuff. I mean, like all these different companies, all these big different multi-international, global companies are struggling with this. A lot of them are coming up against it, and they're all pretty much losing. I just don't think that there's a win here for anybody.
Nope.
So
definitely not.
My only takeaway from the last events was that Blizzard waited too late to post that message. One of my biggest gripes about it was that it just took too long, and then when they did release it, it was on a Friday night. I don't particularly like that, only because I think they knew when they soon, if not right when it was released, soon after, they realized that they had probably gone a little too harsh. And by a little too harsh, I mean probably a lot, right? And so if they were going to back off, I wish they would have done it on like Thursday. Get it done. Don't try to bury it on Friday night. That's my biggest gripe with it. I think I'll leave the rest of it to you guys and your interpretation of it. We've heard... I've gotten like a lot of emails about it. I've talked to some people on Discord about it, and through Twitter, and that is still available to you if you want to share your opinions on the subject. I'm not gonna stew too much on this subject. I will say that because of that statement coming out late on Friday, I really wanted to consider the possibility of not going to BlizzCon. I am going to BlizzCon, so only because then that way Thyst won't bug me.
Patrick, I would have.
Right. That's the main reason I'm going to BlizzCon, is just so that Thyst will not complain about that.
Oh, it would be much worse than complaining. You think I bug you now? Oh, sure. Man. Listen, I need at least once a year to see you in person to unleash all of the annoying things that, I need to unleash upon you.
Right.
Because it just builds up over the year because you just refuse to come visit me, and I don't know why.
New York is
to be around.
New York is a long way away now.
Oh, well.
It's true. It's true. All right, so that's kind of the catch up on that stuff. I wanted to get everybody caught up with that. Now we're going to put that off to the side for now, and we're going to do something fun. Do you want to do something fun?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So we will do something fun right now, and it is called. Wait, did I call it something? I will figure it out. It is. We're Thyst and I are going to do a thing. I decided it would be fun to do a Mad Libs type of situation.
Yes.
Do you want to do Mad Libs?
I want to do Mad Libs.
Okay. All right. So we're going to run through Mad Libs, and so we'll run through all of the things that we need to fill in the blank of, and then we'll tell you the story. Sound good? And if you guys in the chat room have a suggestion, feel free to chuck it out there, and maybe I'll grab it. I mean, we've got a little bit of a stream delay, so you got to kind of figure that out. But
yeah, anticipate what we're going to ask you.
You have to anticipate everything that I want to know. All right, so Thyst, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh wait, hold on a sec. I'm going to put in a here. There we go. I just need a little bit of working music here.
And you picked this one.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. So now I need a celebrity name.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Michael Bolton.
Okay. All right, and then I need a number.
Don't ask me this one.
A number.
17.
70?
Got 17. I got it from
17.
chat.
All right. Now I need a plural noun.
But.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen at some point. Verb ending in ing.
Let's see if chat can give me one in 3, 2, 1.
Nope, nothing.
No? Okay. Doodling.
All right, doodling. Got it. Let's see. A place name.
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Got it. And an adverb ending in ly.
Mostly? Is that an adverb?
No, that's not an adverb.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to include chat.
I know. I don't think that qualifies. Is it an adverb? You're saying it's an adverb. I don't think that really qualifies. It's a weird adverb. Just get a different adverb, for crying out loud.
Crunchily?
Crunchily. All right. I'll put that in. Sure, that one works. Mostly does not, however.
All right, fine.
So screw it. Another plural noun.
I was gonna say butts again. That's not a
right.
Let's go with old cheeses.
Old cheeses. Okay. A verb.
Itch.
All right. And then another plural noun.
Devs.
What was that?
Devs. Like developers?
Devs. Okay, gotcha. All right, and I need a childhood game.
Hide and seek.
Hide and seek. Okay. Adjective. So take just a minute.
Rashy.
Is
bumpy?
That, what? Bumpy. All right, bumpy. I'll do bumpy. Another adjective.
Stinky.
Stinky. Okay, got it. Another verb ending in ing.
Thrusting.
Oh, all right. Thrusting.
That's perfectly legal, Patrick.
So dirty.
No, it's not.
Noun.
A noun?
Yeah.
Cactus.
Now I gotta change that. All right. Got it. Another verb.
I
like this music. I'm okay with this music.
It's all right, actually.
You know, it's for a music bed. It's not. I had to redo my soundboard, so I didn't have my normal stuff. Jiggle. Okay. Verb past tense.
Scratched.
Is there something you want to tell me?
It's been itchy.
Everything's itchy and scratchy. Have you been watching a lot of The Simpsons?
Always.
Another plural noun.
Pumpkins.
It's
like topical.
Got it. So topical. We're almost there, people. A noun.
Fart.
You got it. Verb. Fart could also work for that.
Smack.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more things, and then we're there. Plural noun, please.
Trash cans.
Trash cans. You got it. Okay. And a noun.
Bongo.
Bongo. You got it.
Thank you, Chad.
All right. So I'm gonna fade that one out. We'll and now that we've got this going, I've already shared the document with you, but
I have not read it.
I told you not to read it, and now we will read it. We will read from this Mad Libs, and this is actually a transcription of the first part of Reckoning with Sourfang as he approaches the gates of Orgrimmar. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, I need to. Oh man, I should have got more music. Hold on one sec. Maybe this thing has something on it that I can use.
I'm gonna sing for you.
No. I'm just maybe there's something that I can. No, not that one. Not that one. Nah, not that one. How about this one? That's a little weird. All right, well, we'll try this one. All right, so this is for Reckoning, part 1 of Reckoning. So here we go. We'll trade off. Sourfang, Thrall, and Michael Bolton approach the gates of Orgrimmar with 17 of their remaining soldiers. Butts of both the Horde and the Alliance held high, doodling in the steady breeze. Okay, go ahead.
Those who defend New Jersey are Horde as well, Rock Sourfang said crunchily.
These old cheeses have sworn to itch for you, said Thrall. Many devs will be lost.
Or perhaps just one, replied Sourfang. Sylvanas Windrunner, he bellowed. I challenge hide and seek.
Oh boy. The bumpy, stinky Orgrimmar gates swung open to reveal the war chief thrusting toward the rebels. Oh boy.
A cactus leading cacti, she said. Why should I accept your challenge?
You want to make me jiggle, he replied.
She scratched and summoned her pumpkins. Get ready for the fight.
You cannot win, Thrall said.
My old fart, said Sourfang. You and I.
We don't get to smack, finished Thrall.
Anduin and Thrall presented their trash cans to Sourfang, and he took each one in his hands. Thrall's new war bongo in his left, Charlemagne in his right.
The fight was on. So that's the first part of the Mad Libs that we have for you. And then I have, wait, hold on a sec. I have the finishing music, I think, somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Stupid bit. Out of all the music that I made sure to get for tonight, that was one of them.
Hey, I'm really glad.
Of course, I couldn't find it in time. That was kind of fun.
That was really fun.
That's kind of cool.
I thought that I'd be better at thinking up stuff on the spot.
Well, you were itching and scratching your way to finishing a Mad Lib. That's nice.
I did it. That was actually a lot funnier than I thought it would be.
Well, you got to take out the right words.
Right.
You know, that's all it was. You know, like I just kind of typed up the first part of Reckoning, then try to take out some words and then shorten it a little bit. So hopefully you guys liked it. I don't know if you did or not. But why don't we go ahead and talk a little bit about Warcraft 3.
Torment await.
Yes. So Warcraft 3 Reforged, we have updates on the from the launcher, number 1. Now it was supposed to be released in the summer, wasn't it?
Yes.
So
yeah.
It was
actually, there wasn't a clear release date at all.
Sure. But now there is.
Yeah.
It's the end of the year. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
So I kind of saw that coming. But yeah, like you could pre-order that thing like what, 2 years ago or something like that?
It was it after BlizzCon?
Yeah.
They announced it at BlizzCon last year.
They're like, oh, you're all getting meat wagons. And we're all like, woo.
And I got my meat wagon, and now I've got flying, so I don't really care. it's still a cool vehicle. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a wagon. It's got meat,
Yeah. You just go and huck meat all over the place in Borealis or Orgrimmar or wherever you are. And yeah.
As a vegan, it makes me somewhat uncomfortable.
Sure. Well, they don't really throw meat. It's more like they go through the motion and then like some, I don't know. It sounds gross, but I don't really see meat getting hurled anymore. I think at the beginning they were, but maybe there was some glitches because too many people were doing it at the same time.
Meat glitches?
Meat glitches.
I got a meat glitch. Can you help me with my meat glitch? I can't huck meat. It's glitching. My meat glitch.
I'm not responding. Help. I'm not responding to your meat glitch.
Help me with my meat.
No.
Patrick.
No, can't do it. All right. But now they also have a bunch of data mining from Warcraft 3. There are new models of Jaina, Arthas, Sylvanas, Thrall, Vol'jin, whoever else. I mean, Magni.
Flying
I think
sheep.
Yeah, and like all these different dudes and stuff. New loading screens, new portraits. All the art is being data mined right now. I mean,
yeah,
we already know the game.
Yeah, I used to love playing W3. And like even the artwork back then was astounding,
Sure. Well, now it's going to be even more astounding. And I think they're going to have some updates on it and stuff like that too, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think that's the plan. So I can't wait to play it. I never actually played it.
Oh, you love it. It's so good.
I never played it. I pre-ordered it like a silly because I wanted the damn meat wagon. So
you just wanted to huck meat all the time.
Just huck meat at people.
But that's how I started with World of Warcraft. Like my dad brought home Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 on his work laptop, and I would play that. He taught me how to play it, and I would just, I wasn't any good at it or anything like that, but
Sure.
Warcraft's just always been a part of my life.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Now you don't have to worry about it. Now you can get...
I never worry.
Sure. Right.
I do actually worry a lot. That Fortnite thing where everybody like kind of thought that Fortnite might be like actually dead? Mm-hmm. That's what every morning I wake up and I've got this fleeting worry. Just like, what if that happens to WoW? Like, what if I wake up and WoW's gone? Like that's gone. Like, I got to die before WoW does. Sorry, but...
Well, and the way that Classic is going right now, I think that might be tracking pretty well. So
excellent.
Who
knows?
All
coming to plan.
Who knows what's going on? But I don't think there's really anything more from Warcraft 3. I mean, hopefully we'll hear something more about it at BlizzCon.
I'm sure.
I don't know. I mean, so from my understanding, 2019 BlizzCon is going to be pretty nutso. Number one, there'll probably be protesters and stuff like that. They're just, I know. Getting back to the serious side, there'll probably be some things happening at BlizzCon, but inside there will also be a lot of things happening. There will also be a lot of games to play probably. I know that our friend Ro had a prediction about the layout of the place, right? Because we still haven't seen a map of what BlizzCon is going to look like. And he said that he thought that the BlizzCon map would look really weird.
Yeah.
Would look kind of non-committal.
Oh.
Yeah. Because he has a feeling, and I think that if you get the vibe from people that work at Blizzard themselves, that there are going to be a lot of announcements going on at this BlizzCon. And that could mean that more games than ever will be available for demos, and more different games. So we'll see exactly what that ends up being. I mean, we will.
I know for a fact that this year is going to be the best year ever, despite everything, at least as far as announcements go. And at the beginning of the year, we got a statement from Blizz saying that they had several games in the works.
Right.
So, I mean, and like they've been releasing so much in the past little while, just, announcements and patches and huge things. And, Overwatch dropped on Switch today, like that could have been
awesome.
Huge to announce at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're bearing the lead already, which is always like super exciting because then,
and the 8.3 stuff too
for last year, because last year wasn't
the 8.3 stuff too. I mean, that's already out there, and we already kind of know some of the stuff anyway. Obviously, we don't know necessarily everything, but the data miners have been out on 8.3, so it kind of. I mean, there's still room to move. Don't get me wrong, but 8.3 will not be the focus of the Warcraft panel.
Nope.
So,
I'm excited.
So.
I just have such a good feeling about this year.
Sure.
Especially for WoW.
Sure. I heard something really weird. I heard something really weird, and it's just kind of like it both bugs me and makes me laugh in kind of a weird, kind of nervous way.
No.
A little nervous laugh. Somebody said that Diablo Immortal was going to release before BlizzCon, and everybody was like, no, don't release it before BlizzCon. Just release it after that. That's fine. Just stop. Just stop. We'll pick it up at BlizzCon. We'll go. We'll have a good time. But don't do anything else dumb before BlizzCon, please. So
I mean, today, in fact, there was supposed to be a huge launch party for the Overwatch Switch release at the Nintendo store in Manhattan, and they kind of quietly canceled that. And I didn't even know about it beforehand. So I just hopefully everything just is quiet for the next 2 weeks. We'll go to BlizzCon, learn all this wonderful stuff, come back home, process, and we can move forward.
Yes, that is one way to do it for sure. So let's see. So that's it for Warcraft 3. We've talked. So BlizzCon. What are we expecting? We're maybe expecting an Overwatch 2. We're expecting a Diablo 4. I think.
Yes. Yeah. Overwatch 2 was leaked. I mean, nothing about it, but
Right. I mean, Diablo 4 has been in the works for a long time, and from what I've been able to glean, they were so close to announcing it last year. And then didn't, which is why they were at the end, but then they had to pull that in the last week or 2 or 3 or whatever. And so they kept the order, and everybody was really hyped for Diablo. and then that didn't happen. So this year, however, it's looking good. It's looking strong for that one. And then WoW 9.0. Right?
Sure.
Right? So the next thing.
I want houses. I want to live in a apartment, a one bed. No, I want to live in a studio apartment.
Okay.
In Orgrimmar.
Uh-huh.
And I want to be able to just let my pets chill out, hang loose. I'd like there to be a parking garage for my mounts. That's all I need, really. Although I really love a window, overlooking.
Can you there's limited space in Orgrimmar. So
I know, I'm just saying.
Can you maybe share space with some peons? They're just working. They're just working.
Hey, if they can work and pay the rent with me, I mean, why not?
Work. So they just times are tight right now for the peons.
I know it.
So
I am the champion of Azeroth, though, so
I survived
the. Keeps telling me.
I got not to brag, but I got a title from the 4th War. So I don't know if you know that.
4, huh?
Yeah, from the 4th War.
I've been in 5.
No.
You're wrecked. I've been 6, 7.
Shush. All right. So let's move on to the 8.3 stuff that we talked
A clever strategy.
We talked about some of this stuff last week. Actually, we talked about most of this stuff last week. So just bringing up the placard of things that are coming for N'Zoth. We have assaults. Yeah, they're assaults. Horrific visions, which is kind of cool.
And horrific.
Nyalotha, which looks incredibly huge.
Oh, yeah. It's massive.
So that's kind of cool. Although, why is it that with all these big, huge places, they have the little tiny steps? So that we can get up, you know.
Hey man,
up through the doors.
Not everybody is a freaking Worgen, okay?
Well, no, not everybody's an old god.
Right?
I mean, those old gods are pretty big. They would probably want much larger stairs. That's what I'm saying. We also have Vulpira and Mechanomes, and if you've seen some of the racials on these guys, they're pretty nutso.
Yes.
I like the Vulpira camp racial, where they can make a camp anywhere in the outdoors, I think.
That's so cool.
And then they can hearth to it on a 1 hour cooldown.
I love that.
I think that's awesome.
That's kind of like a home.
And we have the new heritage armor with, goblins with their shoulder rocket thing.
Kaboom!
And Worgen with their top hats. And then you have the auction house overhaul, which is going to be pretty huge. So,
very helpful. Very overdue.
Yeah. And a bunch of other stuff as well. So, including the corrupted affix for Mythic Pluses.
Yes.
Which will be fun.
New affix.
As long as I brought that up, I just want to bring up one other thing, and this has to do with BlizzCon. And that is the MDI, the Mythic Dungeon Invitational.
I like that thing specifically. Like
the MDI in particular?
Yeah.
So for the MDI this year, what's going to be happening is that they are putting reaping and teaming on a couple of dungeons for the MDI specifically. So reaping is going to return for BlizzCon on Freehold and Underrot only. So it'll be reaping and teaming and something else. Right?
Oh, something else.
So they just wanted to bring it back. I think people really enjoyed it. Right?
I mean, they enjoyed watching other people deal with it.
Which is what it's all about.
Yes.
So
the best of the best dealing with the worst of the worst.
Right. So that's going to be coming back. That'll be fun. Are you looking forward to that competition?
Oh my goodness! Are you gonna
troll the casters?
So cool. No, it was so cool watching the MDI live at BlizzCon last year. It was incredible. It was so much fun. I had to get up so early. Remember you were there? We got the second row, like right in front. Oh, it was so much fun. It was so
a good time.
That year was so great for WoW Esports.
It was. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. It was great. And DK Rise says, yet another version of Titan Forging. And I'm like, yeah, Titan Forging is going away, and then they're coming back with Titan Forging.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Tighten your boots.
Yes, tighten your boots. Longtime listeners of the show will get that. It's good stuff.
It was.
Let's see what else. Something that we didn't talk about last week.
What?
Alpacas.
Yes. So they are not the official mount of the Vulpera. A lot of people thought they would be, but Ian said no. And then he said sorry about it because he knew, but their mounts are hyenas. So lots of people were upset about this, specifically Multizord.
Their mounts are hyenas with little caravan-y overhangs on the back. If you want them. I think they also found that some people were getting motion sickness from it. And so then they're like, well, let's come up with a version without that.
Yeah.
Just so that we don't make people sick. That would not be good. But
I don't know. I used to get kind of sick on the Raptors, because they're like,
Just stand back from the screen. That's my big thing.
I have to look at WoW like really up close. I like full immersion, Pat.
I gotta see the individual pixels.
It's me, it's my drink, it's my snack, it's my blanket that's over my head and the monitor so that there are no distractions whatsoever. That's how I like to play.
Wow.
It's very stuffy.
Yeah. I bet. I can believe it.
But yeah, so the alpaca mounts, they bounce.
That's good.
Yeah, it's great.
And you can name your alpaca Dolly or Dot. It doesn't really matter, but it has to be one of those two.
Or Diva.
Maybe. I'll allow it.
Because she did the voice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. She sang the song. So sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great song.
It's the best song.
That was one of my favorite things, actually, of the leveling process.
Me too. I couldn't believe it because I was that was the first place I went to level when BFA dropped, and Diva's like, "So, where are you questing first?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Why?"
Nice. That's good. That's awesome. Also, we have let's see. We also have, in the data mining for 8.3.
Yes, data mining.
Wowhead has a great collection of voiceovers as well from the likes of Il'gynoth, Kalia Menethil. I don't even know. There's so many.
Ashara. I got some spoilers listening to that. I was like, oh no.
If you do listen to him, you will get spoilers, and it will probably wreck you.
Yeah, who knew that data mining stuff gives you spoilers? What?
Who knew about that? No, but it's just fun to actually experience the voiceover, probably the more or less the way it was given, which was just one after another without really a lot of context.
That's how it happens.
So that's good. Like, you listen to Derek and he's like talking about how he was kind of wrecked, and then he responds to a question that happened, but you don't know what it was.
Yeah, what was it?
What was the question? I don't know. But then, of course, Wowhead puts it all back together in nice little bundles and, helps you out a little bit.
Yeah, but that's only if you want spoilers, which I don't.
And I was going to try to get some of these voices to my soundboard, but that process was going very slowly today.
No kidding.
So
don't touch your computer ever again.
Ever again. Well, I think now that it's refreshed, it's totally refreshed. It's totally energized, ready to go again. Now that there's very little data on it.
I wish somebody could do that to my brain. Just refresh.
All right.
Start over.
Other things that were data mined, and I'm going to say that this is a little bit of a spoiler, so I'm gonna do. That's all I have right now. I have a ta-da. That's what I have. It's either that or this. So it's like, I don't know.
Neither of those work in this. It's not working, Pat.
Well, this one could be kind of a spoiler.
Yes, that's a spoiler, but it definitely means something else.
Right.
That's what happens when your body's trying to tell you
something.
That it's time to go.
I suppose. But also in the data mining was this. A panda Death Knight.
Yeah. And
Panda Death Knight. And
I don't know how I feel about that.
And for that matter, all the allied races Death Knight.
So let's think about this.
Yeah.
Allied races makes sense, sure.
Somebody in the chat. Hold on one second. Somebody in the chat called me Poot Crane. That hurts. That one hurts.
Poot Crane. Oh,
that one hurts a little bit.
Poot Crane.
Right. Okay. So go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt on your.
No, that was very important. Clearly. But yeah, it makes sense for the allied races because, not to take away from people who love to main DKs, it is a great way to level a tune, that's just a little bit more advanced. If you don't have as much time to level something, obviously you start at 60 with a DK and you get right into the game after some, initial setup. So, starting with an allied race at 60 as a DK, it makes sense, sure. But it's going to be hard for me to accept the Pandaren as DKs. my immersion, you know?
Right. Yeah. There is something about slow down and let me death coil you. You know, it's not really the same.
It's weird
thing. Yeah. It is weird. It is weird. But this means a lot of things, or this could spell for a lot of different things, especially with Talia Fordragon being a part of the show these days. And we know that her pops is leading the charge over in ICC, which happens to be a portal for the Dark Below. No, it's not the Dark Below. What is it?
I
don't know. Whatever it is, the Shadowlands, right?
The Shadow Man?
The Shadowlands.
Oh.
No. Either way. It's fine.
Yeah, Shadowlands.
So we have all of these Death Knight skins. We kind of know a little bit of stuff, and we have some kind of context for maybe being able to guess maybe what's coming, but not really. Right?
I wonder, because like it's the skins, but they haven't been finalized. You know, like they're not on a model. It's just the flat out skin.
Maybe maybe this is a total head fake from the Blizzard team.
Love that, because it always seems like there's so much opportunity for Blizz to fake us out and send us along the wrong path, but they never do.
Sure.
You know?
Well, and now is the time. I mean, this is the patch that could be the pre-patch almost for 9.0, or at least starting to get into that type of stuff, right? Switching the story over towards 9.0.
I would love a Jebait.
Yeah,
from Blizz.
That'd be good. That'd be good. I would enjoy that too. I think that would be great if they could just totally fake us out and
the Great Jebait.
That's like, what it would be called.
What if like the WoW panel opened up with like the DK skins, and all of a sudden they're like, got him, you know?
Right.
And then they showed us something else.
Sure. But I have a question for you.
Oh.
So knowing that all of these Death Knight things are there, and knowing that Talia Fordragon is out there, and all these different things are maybe kind of going towards Ice Crown a little bit. We're kind of looking that way again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, now, also remember back last BlizzCon, I guess, or whatever, when people were saying, is Sylvanas going to pull a Garrosh 2.0? And all of the devs were like, no, she is not Garrosh 2.0. Question for you. Do you think she is Lich King 3.0?
Honestly, that would be cool. I don't know, because obviously I'm terrible at predictions, but I don't see, if the story, supported that timeline, I don't see why they wouldn't do it, because obviously, as we've seen, myself included to a certain degree, World of Warcraft players love nostalgia. We love to go back.
Right.
And
I don't know if you've noticed this, but Classic is still a thing.
Yeah. And so
we'll talk about that in just a minute.
Everybody says that Wrath was the best expansion.
Right.
I think it's one of the best. Certainly. It was fantastic. And so, going back and recapturing that kind of, not necessarily the same kind of deal, but the same kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't do it. It would be, if they can do it, they should do it, because I feel like people would love that.
Wrath was awesome. It was, in my mind's eye, of course, that's when I started playing. So of course it's going to be the best, right? No matter when you started playing, that's what was the best. It was so great. Unless you started in vanilla, in which case you might have a different opinion.
Yeah, vanilla was tough.
But I think Wrath offered so much more than the vanilla side of things, or BC.
Like as a vanilla player, when Wrath came along, that's when I really blossomed as a player. Like before then, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was just kind of doing my own thing. Sure. And then Wrath comes along, and I've joined a guild, and everything's starting to make more sense, and things are getting a little bit not easier, but the quality of life for your average player, like one who's not so great, like I wasn't, was a lot better. And I think, a lot of fond memories are attached to that that expansion in particular, because like, you know, the quality of life stuff and the lore, the story, the atmosphere, everything was so rich, and you just like, you know, it was total immersion.
Sure. And one of the other things that I've heard a bit about with this 8.3 data mining is that one of the things that may happen, since we are kind of keeping our eye toward ICC and all these Death Knight skins that have kind of appeared and all that kind of stuff, is maybe one of the things that will happen is that the Death Knight starting experience might change.
I wouldn't have a problem with that, honestly.
No, me either. I think it could stand with an update, and especially you know, with all the new stuff. I mean, there's so much of an opportunity to have all sorts of new things happen, especially now that the war is officially over, and that you know, now maybe Azeroth. I mean, like the main part of Azeroth can get back to doing different things. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Fighting trogs and Quillbore and such.
Important stuff.
Yeah, important things. And, you know, trying to make the Tuskar come along and be an allied race as well.
Oh, please, I just want to be a walrus.
That would be so awesome.
I've always just, and the Tanaka? The bison looking. Okay.
The Tonka. Yeah.
If the Tanaka and the Tuskar are allied races, that's me, you know? I'm going to be one of, or both. Like, I will roll alts. Like, I've always, like, I stand those two, like, ride or die. I love those two, plus the cat centaurs from Uldum.
Yep.
Best races. Best.
Well, and we'll be checking out Uldum soon, right? I mean, we're going to be going back there with 8.3, yes. with the purple wispy things coming out of the ground for
getting mad, getting crazy
for the assaults and such.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to be happening, especially with the story. I mean, the story. I feel like we could go so many different ways,
and that's what's great about it, because I have no idea.
I'm happy. Maybe we'll have a total redo of all the questing in the main areas, like we did back in Cataclysm. I mean, Cataclysm was. How long ago was Cataclysm?
100 years ago.
It was, that was
30 years ago.
2011? Was it 2011? Or 12 or something like that? I can't remember.
I don't categorize my life or my memory by years. I categorize by expansions or grades in school.
Right. Caponis in chat says 2010.
Thank you.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Hold on a sec. Cataclysm.
That
expansion.
Wasn't. Wait.
No, because that was still.
Oh.
Holy buckets! Oh no, they announced it December 2010. So they announced it 2010, and it came around in 2011, which makes sense. Because I started in 2009. I played Wrath for a while. For a good long while, and then 2011 Cataclysm came and we started the show. That's when we started the show.
Oh my god!
I know, it's forever ago. Firelands was when we.
So much time has passed.
I know. I know. Oh man. All right. So yeah. I mean, it's been 8 years since we've had an update of the main lands, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's over half of its life, entirely. Over half.
I thought of it that way.
Right. It's. I mean, out of a 15-year game, it's been 8 years since Cataclysm.
My God.
So maybe it's time for another change, another big change. That could be kind of cool.
Hopefully, not one that breaks everything. I'd like the Barrens to return to their original state, please.
Yeah, have the water come back. 1,000 Needles. I want that to come back.
Yes,
but of course,
hanging out down there.
Of course, it wouldn't come back as 1,000 needles. Maybe it would come back as 1,000 lumps of clay.
1,000 beetles.
Well, no, maybe not beetles.
Soggy
but maybe
needles.
maybe like 1,000 anthills or something. You know, because the water washed a lot of the stuff away. So, you know.
Sure.
Trying to think.
It's hard to do. I know.
Yeah, it really is. Really is. So I mean, these are some of the questions that we have as we go through the 8.3 data mining and so on and so forth. It's interesting to go down these little rabbit holes, and thank you for joining me on that, Thyst.
You know what? I hate doing that, so you're welcome.
Right.
I like to be blissfully unaware and just very surprised when anything happens.
Right.
It's great.
Well, let's quickly go to Warcraft Classic and wrap it all up.
Let the suffering commence.
Mm-hmm. So today, actually, Dire Maul is now live. Yeah! And so Dire Maul, East, West, and North. There are 3 wings for Dire Maul. The loot is exceptional, and I find it very annoying, and I hate it.
Oh yeah, no, it's when I think of Dire Maul, all I feel is anxiety and confusion. It's a great dungeon, and it's the first new dungeon in Classic so far. I don't know if you can call it new, but whatever. We won't get into the nuance of that because it's very confusing.
Sure,
but people who've never done it, my advice to you would be stay as a group with your party. Pull up some maps on your other monitor or, alt tab, and stay calm and anticipate a couple hours worth of doing this dungeon.
Those corpse runs are the worst. Well, they're not. Okay, so there's a few that are a little bit worse than that, like the Razorfen ones. It's just such a long run because you got to go all the way to to Crossroads pretty much, and you have to run from there, I believe. Yeah. And
I think, and then just any dungeon that's got different levels.
Yeah, BWD is another one of those. Ugh.
Oh yeah, but no, it's beautiful. It's great. It's super nostalgic for me. I wouldn't hesitate to go in, but I would carve out a large part of my day to do it as a refresher. And if you're doing it for the first time, just expect a lot to put into it. God, I remember back in the day.
And I've done, just leveling up new tunes as I do. I will go through Dire Maul and I'm like, it's not really that big of a deal when you're just being brought there and it's, current WoW. And so everything kind of works the way you think it's supposed to. But when it's Classic, it's horrible. And when you die, it's all running and you die a lot because these guys hit hard. So
those are the dues we paid back in the day, Patrick. Like the OGs, the vanilla players, we were figuring this out. We were running in there. We were,
All right, have you been getting into Classic WoW at all? No.
I have no time for anything.
Since the last couple of weeks, I've kind of slowed down on it, and I think that's exactly what Blizzard wanted.
Yeah,
they wanted me particularly to just slow down on it. Yeah, slow down on it. I think I've more or less stopped.
Pootrick Crane,
which is okay. It's okay. So there. Anyway, one more thing before we go, and couple more things. So with Classic, we also have with Dire Maul, we also have the Dreadsteed and the Charger class mount quests coming, which are incredible. I love the Dreadsteed one. I did that one back in the day.
Me too.
Back in Wrath, and that was a whole lot of fun. I didn't do the Charger one because I don't like Paladins.
That's fair.
So there. And then the other thing before we go is that there is now a WoW pop-up book.
It is beautiful.
It looks pretty cool. What's it called? What's the title? I don't have the story.
The WoW pop-up book.
The World of Warcraft pop-up book. Yes. And Blizzard has unveiled it. And inside you'll find maps and pop-up areas of Stormwind and Big Tree, Teldrassil.
Yeah, they've got Zuldazar, Orgrimmar, Undercity Stormwind. It sounds you think of pop-up books, you think of like little kid stuff. It does sound juvenile, but like when you look at it, it's actually really cool because you can literally like see how these things are structured and how they would be structured in real life. So like I would be interested in getting this book, not only because it comes in this gorgeous box that looks amazing, but also because like it's just another way to sort of like see these places that you go into and like physically see like, the levels of the different spires and where things are in relation to other stuff. Like it's actually really cool.
Right. And you'll also get a desk mat of the map of Azeroth as we know it.
Oh, I want that.
Which is pretty cool.
Much.
So it's huge. I mean, these things are all pretty big. I think they're 3 feet across or something like that. So, I mean, it's a desk mat and it's all of the map. So it's pretty cool.
I probably wouldn't put that on my desk, though. My desk mats tend to get really gross.
What are you doing at your computer?
I live at the computer. All of my grossness is transferred onto my mat.
All right. Well, good thing you have the mat then.
Exactly.
Right. Is there anything else in the world of Warcraft that you wish to discuss? That you wish to discuss or beyond?
I would like to say this, though.
Yeah.
I have a friend who started playing WoW for the first time the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're really, really, really enjoying it. And it was just, it's so cool when that stuff happens. Like, I don't know too many people who have never played WoW at this point. Like, a lot of my friend group is from WoW, or, used to play WoW or whatever. Mm-hmm. But, this person started a couple days ago and they're already almost level 40, because they've just been like, they took to, when people just take to WoW, they just took to it. And it's just been like, them getting excited over their first rare and their first dungeon and, encountering somebody who's toxic in a party for the first time and just like, feeling those old anxieties and stuff. And it's just, it's cool. And like, I went in game and helped them level a little bit. And, just seeing other people in the starting zone, he's a blood elf, just like watching people, of a higher level on their mounts that can carry other people, just like carrying around their noob friends and stuff like that. It's cool to see WoW again through new eyes, but it's also very reassuring, because, there's been a lot of stuff going down this year and a lot of people leaving retail for Classic, which is fine, but it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. And just the fact that people can still try WoW for the first time in 2019 and take to it and love it and become obsessed with it and just meld with it.
And I really do think that we are starting to see a new generation come to the game, and it's also being reflected in its story, which is weird.
Yeah, that's true.
Like last week, we talked about all the folks that were hooking up after the war, right?
Yeah.
All the coupling going on. Well, we also have a bunch of kids that are coming along too, because I mean, you have Talia Fordragon, you have Gen's kid. I can't remember her name, but she's around.
Fluffy.
Yes, Fluffy.
Over. Fluffy
Greymane. And so we're starting to see like the it's like the Warcraft version of the OC, right?
Wow, that's a comparison.
Yeah. So it's like a CW drama for those guys not in the States.
Wow, on CW.
It's a TV drama for adolescent kids or whatever. Just like this really, you have to have the face. I don't know, whatever it is. Anyway, so we're going to have a bunch of bratty kids. We're going to have a bunch of new couples. We're going to have a bunch of interesting stories coming along.
Yeah, new faces coming up in the world.
And it's being reflected because
new actual real people to play it.
Actual new real people to play it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of the wonder of WoW, right?
Yep. I just wish that everybody could play WoW, because WoW can make you really happy, and I just feel like if everybody was more happy, then the world would be a happier place in general.
Oh, well, look at that. I guess that means that it must be time to go. We learned something today.
Oh, ow.
We learned something today. We We played some Mad Libs. We talked a little bit about what's coming up.
They called you Poot Crane.
We're getting excited for BlizzCon. And
you're excited to hang out with Thyst at BlizzCon?
Absolutely. And sure there may be some bumps in the road and some fairly heavy piles of duty that maybe some people have stepped in the last week or whatever. But that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy each other or the game that we like. Right?
That's right.
Sure. That's where we're going to leave it. Anything else? Are you doing anything cool this week or anything like that? You got anything neat planned?
I do believe we are on a show on Sunday.
Yes. I'm not sure when that's coming out, though.
Neither am I, so I'll just say that. But yeah. We're working on something.
Yeah, we're working on something with Frazzly.
Yes.
I'll say that.
And LB will be on Friday, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Lagging Balls on Friday. As per usual. Well, I think that... and make sure to follow Thyst at Thyst03 pretty much everywhere. And I'm at Pat Crane with a K pretty much everywhere on socials. And you can always follow the show at Convert to Raid on the Twitter. And I'm going to bail on that, and I'm going to play this one. There we go. All right, that's the music. I saved that music as well. I made sure to find that music today. I'm like, load that up. Got to do it. Make sure to stop by convertraid.com. That's where we have all the things. That's where we have the videos and the audios and the guild stuff and more. We'll just leave it at that. If you can't find us there, you can't find us anywhere. That's what I'm saying.
Is that true?
Mostly.
Oh. Sounded like a lie.
All right. Well, Thyst, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
You're welcome.
Twitch chat, thank you guys as well for keeping it weird and keeping the dialogue rolling. I can only catch it every once in a while. And thank you guys for taking us with you, no matter where you go. Absolutely love it that you guys do that, and can't tell you how much we appreciate it, but we do. We really, really do. And if you're going to BlizzCon, and if hopefully we'll see each other at some point.
Oh yeah.
Con before the storm, somewhere rolling around on the floor. Not rolling around on the floor, but
if you see Patrick Crane at BlizzCon, give him a hug. He loves it.
Sure. Or a high five, or I don't know.
You can see how rock solid his core is.
It's not that rock solid right now. It's a little. I don't know.
He's
but
exaggerating.
That'll do it for us tonight. Thank you guys once again for joining us, and we will see you next time. Until then, bye bye everybody. Bye bye.